all these points, we'll finally discuss the conclusion and the future work of the paper. So firstly, I would like to start with the introduction slide. So our paper is about current healthcare and wellness monitoring devices which make up the medical follow-up convenient and instantaneous. Now, if you see the medical devices that we have right now in the technology, they are the body-worn sensor devices which can detect the pulses or heartbeat of the patient, and it can be directly accessed by the doctors for monitoring purposes. So the healthcare activities can be described in three different streams. One is the monitoring, where the monitoring device which will be worn by the person or the patient, all the pulse records will be taken, and that is nothing but the monitoring section. The next one is the recognizing section. So in the recognizing section, all the pulses or the data that has been calculated or that has been stored from this sensor device is transmitted to a system like a physical physician interface system, and after this is nothing but the recognizing part of it. And after you get the data which is recognized and read, now you make the decision making. Do you want the user level report to be generated, or you don't want the report and you just want to see the recordings? So these are the three parts in the healthcare activities, and this would cover the introduction slide, and next we'll move on to the targeted problems in our particular design. Okay, so if you see the targeted problems that we have in our system, that is one, the targeted attacks which will take the control over the health units. And the second one is the incorrect health data. That is nothing but the man in the middle attacks. Now an intruder in a certain network, he might be able to access the data, and it will be incorporated with the wrong data. So this will result in malicious data which we do not want. So that is nothing but the man in the middle attacks. And the third one is the sensitive data leaks. Now because of this malicious data, we think that this is our correct data, but it is not the correct one. We are taking the wrong one. So because of this, we are losing the data, and because of this sensitive data leaks, we are giving control over, for example, if you see in the slide here, it's the physiological data could be used by insurance company to discriminate. So that is one example where the sensitive data leaks can be misutilized by the insurance companies. So these are the three targeted problems that we have, and I will be explaining about each problem in detail in the coming slides. The next slide here is control over health systems. So this is one of our targeted problems. Now, what are we doing is the absence of the access control leads to malicious insiders to illegally access the data. Now, when we're trying to transmit the data from the body-worn sensor devices to, for example, an app in our cell phone, or like a mobile unit or the physician interface system, in all these transactions or transmissions, we need to implement a security path. So to make sure that intruder will not come and access the data, we are making sure that we have access control nodes. That is nothing but the solution to this problem is a network access control. For example, unless you have security and a key exchange is done between the two nodes, you're not supposed to transmit the data to the particular nodes. So that is nothing but the network access control, where the node which you're supposed to be transmitting the data, both of them should, security key exchange should happen between both of them in order to secure our security feature, and in order to avoid the problem of control over the health units. The next one is the man in the middle attacks. Now as you can see, if the user is requesting a particular data from a server, so in this path, when he's returning, another user, which is a malicious user, he can take control over this particular path, and he can send some malicious data to the user which we are not expecting. So that is nothing but the man in the middle attacks, where they give the attacker the ability to capture and manipulate the data. Now eavesdropping conversation is controlled by the attacker. So now you're giving the control totally to the attacker. Now he is has the freedom to give the data, so he can manipulate the data, he can give out the false data, and we might not see the correct recordings of the patient. So we do not want it. We want the correct data that has to be recorded by us, not the false data that is being given out by the attacker. So what is the solution for this? We go for authentication and encryption. Now, unless an authenticity flag is set, only then we assure that, okay, this is coming from the correct node that we want. So this is the correct output that we want. So now we can manipulate. We don't need to worry that if it's a manipulation data or not correct data, as the authentication flag is set, and also we have the encryption done. Only our node, only we will be able to decrypt the data that has been arriving from the network. So we're making sure by authentication and encryption that the man in the middle attacks are avoided. So all these were the problems that were the targeted problems that we had, and now we'll discuss the architecture of the healthcare monitoring system. So how did we design it, and what would be the implementation of it, and what would be the system working, and how is the security feature implemented at every aspect of our design. The first main component of our architecture is the secure body unit, and the second one is the secure mobile unit, and the third one is the physician interface system. So firstly, let's see the secure body unit. A secure body unit is nothing but the sensor or the device which is usually worn by the patient whose data we are supposed to monitor. So he will be wearing the security body unit. So the function of the security body unit is to collect the data that has been coming from his body or the sensors via the sensors, and then all this data is transferred to the secure mobile unit. Now this is the second part of our architecture. Now the secure mobile unit will make sure that we have a secure key exchange between the secure body unit and the secure mobile unit, and only then, once the authentication flag is set and we are giving the correct password, the key exchange is done, and you will be getting correct data from the secure mobile unit, from the secure body unit. Okay. Now from the secure mobile unit, you can either give the data to the physician interface system, or you can you will be able to generate a user report depending upon if you want the physician interface system to generate a user report, then you have to enable it, and then you will be able to generate the report. So these are the three parts that we have. Now even the connection between a secure body unit to the physician interface system can be directly done. So we have to make sure that all these security connections, for example, from the secure body unit to the secure mobile unit, this is one part, this is a secure, and then next from secure mobile unit, the physician interface system. Even this particular transaction or the transmission should be secure. Or if we're directly transferring or transmitting the information from the secure body unit to the physician interface unit, even this particular transmission should be a secure one. So we're making sure that at every level, right from one stage to each stage, or if you want to directly go from the secure body unit to the physician interface system, we are maintaining a security feature in every aspect of the network. So we start from right from the modular level, wherever we have two interfaces, then we are trying to make a secure connection between these two. So we are giving a very high level security feature in our design. So this was the most important feature that we were trying to explain in the paper, where we are trying to give not even a hierarchical level or an overall level of security, but we are giving a modular level of security, where we are giving the security feature at every level of any interface between two systems. Okay, so these are the three main components of our architecture. As I've said, one is the secure mobile unit, secure body unit, and the physician interface system. Now this is the total working of our system, where the added security is about the added security is nothing but I have not discussed about the part where the data which is being collected from the body to the sensors, even this can it be done in a more secure way? Can we do an encryption here, or can we implement a security feature? Now all this comes into the future scope of our paper, which we can further work on and further research on. So that would be a topic for a future scope. So nextly, as I said, we have a secure body unit here, and then we have a secure mobile unit, and this is nothing but the physician interface system. So what are we doing is, this is nothing but the patient who is wearing the secure body unit. So all the data that we are trying to collect from the patient, it will be going to the secure body unit. The sensors will take care that the correct information is being transmitted from the body to the secure body unit. So this is the added security feature that we will go to the future work, where even for the transmission of this particular data from the body to the secure body unit which the patient will be wearing, it can also be an added security feature which we will be discussing in our future scope. So this is the secure body unit that we have, and then this is the secure mobile unit. Now we are trying to establish a secure path between these two systems. So in order to the data transfer, that is the correct data transfer between the two systems, we are doing a secure key exchange. So what is a secure key exchange is, first, whenever the secure body unit is ready with the data, it will make sure that it has the key of the secure mobile unit, and this has the key of the secure mobile unit. And now once the secure key exchange is done between the two systems, now this will encrypt the data and it will send to the secure mobile unit, and because it has the key, the symmetric key between these two, so it will be able to unlock this, decrypt this, and it will be able to decrypt the information. Thereby we are having a secure feature between the secure body unit and the secure mobile unit. Now once the secure feature is done, now from the secure mobile unit, it goes to the web surface, that is the physician's interface system. Now we have to make sure even this path is also secured. So for this we are doing HTTP protocol, where the secure mobile unit and the physician interface system both have a secure transmission. So we don't have to worry about the targeted problems, as I mentioned earlier, like the man in the middle attacks or the intruder taking the controller and the data leaks and the sensitive data leaks. All this can be prevented because we have security feature implemented at every stage. So as I discussed earlier, our design is a modular level. So what do I mean by modular is that not only at the high level part, but you see a security feature at every aspect, right from the secure body unit to the secure mobile unit to the physician interface system. And this is also an added security feature where we can see in the future works if there is any possibility where we can add a secure feature for this added security here. For example, transfer the data from the body to the secure body unit. Maybe a Bluetooth devices or Wi-Fi connection instead of even having the secure mobile unit. Is there any way? So this will come into the future scope, which we can see in the last slides. So these are the three main components of our architecture, as I've been saying earlier. So the secure body unit, secure mobile unit, and the physician interface system. So the secure body unit. So this will be nothing but the secure body unit that the patient will be wearing, through which we will be able to monitor his heart pulse or any information that we have to monitor. And then this is nothing but the mobile unit, the second component of our architecture. Now, what is the functioning of the secure body unit? It gathers the physiological data and receives the secure key from the secure mobile unit, and it encrypts the data with this key and it sends the encrypted data. Now, once the encrypted data is sent, the duty of the secure mobile unit is to collect this information, decrypts the data, and also generates the local health report, and report is relayed to the physician. Now, once the decryption part is done, it will send this information to the physician interface system. Now, what is the function of the physician interface system? Now, it is a web-based system maintained by the health provider that houses the medical records. So, what does it do? It makes record retrieval convenient, and transmission is done over HTTPS. So, it is very reliable and it is tested in a secure service. So, we are making sure that we are having a security feature here as well. And now, implementation of security. Now, how did this implementation happen? This is the basic block structure, where this is nothing but the basic pipeline architecture. The raw data is coming in from here, and we are making sure that we get the encrypted data out. So this is nothing but the data modification code, where we are encrypting the raw data with our key, and then we are sending it to the encrypted data out from here. So the implementation of security in the architecture, how are we doing it? So we usually prefer simple and reliable security protocol. That's why we're going for the RSA key exchange, which is very easy, and it is also a secure and also a reliable security protocol. And we implement security at modular level and then build it upon to enhance the security of the overall architecture. That is the main feature and the focus of this paper, where we implement the security at every modular level and then build upon it to enhance the security of the overall architecture. The next one is the system working. Now, how does the system work and what is the system implementation? Okay, so this basically describes the total working of our system, the healthcare monitoring system. So what do we have? This is nothing but the on-body device that the patient will be wearing. So on-body device, it sends the data to the SBU, which is nothing but the body unit. So the device which will be wearing, it will send all the data to the SBU, that is nothing but body unit. Now what does the SBU do? It will have a FIFO which will store the data which is coming from the SBU unit. Now it will check if it has a secure key is available or not. Now it will check if it is available or if it is not available. Okay, for example, if you have the security key, that means now you can able to encrypt the data with the security key that you have. Now it encrypts the data in the FIFO with the key. Now all the contents of the FIFO are encrypted. Now after this is done, okay, if all the contents are encrypted, yes, then it will ask if the secure mobile unit is ready or not. Okay, if the secure mobile unit is not ready, then it will wait till it receives an acknowledgement from the SMU unit that it is ready. Of course, if it's ready now, then it sends the encrypted data to the SMU via a secure channel. So because of this encryption, we are making sure that we have a secure exchange. Now it will see that the data transfer is complete or not. Okay, if the data transfer is completed, then it decrypts the data and using the symmetric key that it has. Now once it's done, it will ask that if whether you need a user level report to be generated or not. For example, if you need a user level report to be generated at here instead of going to the physical interface system, then it can generate the local report here and you can view the report in your mobile unit. Or else if you want it to see in the physician interface system, then it will go to the physician request is enabled, and now on requesting the user level report, then it will go to the PIS, that is nothing but the physician interface system, and there it will generate the user report that the physician is requesting for. Now what happens when the security key is not available? Then for example, the security key is not available, then you need to create a secure connection with the secure mobile unit. So that's why the SMU needs to send the secure key to the SBU. SMU is nothing but the mobile unit which needs to send the secure key to the SBU, which is the body unit. Now once this whole establishment is done, and this is nothing but how our system and the security implementation is done in our design. And this is explaining the total the flowchart that I have been explaining in the previous slide, where the raw data comes in and the secure connection is established, and once the SMU sends the key and then encrypts the data, and encrypted data in the FIFO is sent to the SMU. Now after it receives, it stores the data and then it decrypts the data and it generates a local health report and sends this report to the physician interface system via an HTTPS protocol. These are nothing but the main functions and the security and the working implementation of our design. So finally, let's move on to the conclusion and the future research that can be done in our particular paper right now. So our infrastructure covers many loose ends on security and strengthens the data transfer from body-worn devices to handheld mobile devices. So as I said earlier also, the main feature of this paper was to make sure that all the loose ends on security, like every modular level, we are making sure that there is a security connection or a secure connection between the two devices. For example, from the body-worn devices to the handheld mobile devices. And then extension to this infrastructure could be a direct encrypted data transfer from body-worn devices to the physician interface. Now even we can make sure that we have an interface or infrastructure such that all the encrypted data can be directly sent to the body from the body-worn devices to the physician interface. So These are all the future
Your
works
devices can
that
have
can be done,
application like
and
this.
also
Yes.
as I stated earlier, you can also an added security from the body itself to the mobile unit, while where we can add a security feature in the sensors part itself. So that is also one future research that can be done. So this concludes our paper. So we thank you on behalf of our team for giving this opportunity to present our paper, and thank you so much. Hi, my name is Diksha Bhoni.
You can, if you have any questions, you can write an email to her.